Okay, this section is for the basic data analysis, okay, using SPSS. So we'll be conducting 5 basic analysis. The first one will be the frequency analysis. Second one will be descriptive analysis, looking at mean and standard deviation, followed by the reliability analysis using Chroma Alpha. And then the fourth one will be correlation analysis. And last but not least will be the multiple regression analysis. Okay, so this is how your data looks like, basically. Okay, so you have your records here on the row, and then you have your attributes or items or variables on the column. Okay, so for the first analysis, the frequency analysis. Okay, so you go to analyze descriptive frequencies. Okay, so for example, if you have like these demographic items, okay, so in this case, I'll choose hope 1 to hope 8, and I'm going to move them to the variable box. Okay, and then you go to the statistic radio button and you tick quartiles, and then you tick continue. And if you need to perform or to develop a chart, you can just go to charts, and then you choose the type of chart that you want. Maybe you want a bar chart, pie chart, or histogram. And then you just click continue, and then you just click OK. All right. So as long as there is no notification error, so meaning that SPSS has already executed your command. So that is on the first analysis, frequency analysis. So the second one is on the descriptive mean and standard deviation for the variables. So you're still using the analyze tab. Okay, you go to a descriptive, and again descriptive. And then for this one, you need to look at the descriptive between the variables, okay, or among the variables. So therefore, we have already computed the variables. There are 4 variables: hope, self-esteem, optimism, and locus of control. So you move all these variables, okay, to the variable box. And then in the option, you can actually choose varieties of results. You have the mean and standard deviation, okay, but you can also look at variance, range, kurtosis, skewness, okay, and minimum and maximum. But this time around, we just want to look at the mean and standard deviation, and then you just click continue, and then you just click OK. Okay, as long there is no notification error, there's no pop-up window on error, so you are in good hands, meaning that you can proceed to the next analysis. So the third analysis will be reliability analysis, how to conduct a reliability analysis. So you go to the Analyze tab, okay, and then you scroll down to Scale, and you will see a pop-up menu on reliability analysis. So you choose reliability analysis. Okay, so in this case, what we're going to look at is the reliability analysis of the Chroma Alpha reading for hope. So you select all the items under hope and then move it into the item box. Okay, make sure the model is always alpha, and basically the default is alpha, but you have other options as well. But for this test, we just look at the alpha. And then you go to statistic command radio button. Okay, make sure you tick item and scale if item deleted. Okay, these two. Okay. Others are optional. So this two is very important, and then you just click continue. Okay, be sure to actually scale, name the label. So this is hope. So I'm going to type hope here. Okay, if you don't actually insert the scale label, okay, so you will not be able to differentiate which variable does that Chroma Alpha represent. And then you just click OK. So that is the third analysis. So the fourth analysis will be correlational analysis. Okay, so we want to see the correlation between the variables in the study. So you go to analyze, okay, correlate, bivariate. Okay, and then you choose all the variables. Okay, if you cannot find the variables on the left hand side of your box, just scroll down. Okay, your variable should be there, and then you select and move them to the variable box. Okay, and don't click any of the radio button here. Okay, the default will be Pearson. This is the Pearson product moment correlation, and the test of significance will be a two-tailed test. And of course, okay, SPSS has already instruct, okay, to flag significant correlation, and then you just click OK. So that is on the fourth analysis. So on the last analysis is the multiple regression analysis. So how to conduct the multiple regression analysis? So you go to analyze. Okay, so choose regression. Okay, once you place your cursor on the regression, you can see the pop-up menu. So choose linear. So we're going to do a linear regression. Okay, so under this linear regression, you need to select your dependent and independent variables. Be sure to notice this. Okay, so in this case, locus of control will be the dependent variable. So place it into the dependent box. And then hope, self-esteem, and optimism is the three independent variables for this study. Okay, place into the independent box. And then on the statistic radio button, be sure to take case-wise diagnostic. Okay, and then you can also look at collinearity diagnostic if you want to actually look at the variance inflation factor and tolerance factor that somehow relate to normality. And then you just click continue. For the plot, okay, you just choose Z period and place them in x-axis, and then Z residual you place in the y-axis, right? And then be sure to tick histogram and normal probability plot, and then you just click continue. Okay, if you need to look at other readings, so you can just go to save command. Okay, you can actually have here unstandardized predicted values, adjusted predicted values, and you can also look at the different distances with respect to normality. We have Mahalanobis, Cooks, and leverage, and we also have the prediction interval residuals and influence statistic. And then you just, okay, if you don't need it, then you just continue and just click OK. So the basic multiple regression analysis is done. So those are the 5 analyses that is necessary when it comes to basic data analysis. Okay. In order to inspect for abnormal data or outliers, so you can use different methods. There are multivariate outliers and univariate outliers. So this time around, I'm going to demonstrate to you on how to screen your data using the univariate outliers. Okay, basically looking at box plot. How to produce the box plot? Okay, you go to Analyze, Descriptive, Explore. Okay, Analyze, Descriptive, and Explore. Okay, you can see here already pre-select hope and self-esteem, and you can also include other variables as well if you want to look at all. Okay, and then on the statistic command, please make sure you take outliers, and then you click continue. And then on the plot, if you want to actually look at the histogram, you can do so. Okay, here I'm going to look at histogram and normality plots with tests, and then continue. And then that should do it. Just click OK. So they're going to display both. Okay, so you should be able to have the output, made available. Okay. So let us go to the output screen, and you can see here, okay, all the analysis that already been conducted just now. Okay. So you can see all the analysis. Okay, so we have the frequency analysis and descriptive analysis up to the multiple regression analysis. Okay. So this is the first analysis that we conducted just now. Okay, on the okay, this is the frequency analysis. So you can see here, okay, there's a long list of all the items that you have actually analyzed the frequency. But remember, you are not to report the valid percent and cumulative percent. You only need to report and the frequency and percent only. Okay. And then we move on to the next one. Okay, this is the chart. And then the second analysis, descriptive analysis. Okay, the only thing that we are interested in looking at is at the mean and standard deviation for each of the variables in the study. Okay, and then the third analysis, the reliability analysis. So you have all these table, but the one that you report only the Chromba alpha reading. Okay, so in this case is 0.736, which is acceptable, be above 0.7. Okay, and then the correlation analysis. Remember, this is a mirror image, so you need to choose either diagonal up or diagonal down. Meaning that, are you choosing half of this, okay, or half of the bottom of the table? Okay, so this is the correlation, and it is already flat in terms of its significance. And the last but not least is the regression analysis. Okay, the last analysis for the basic data analysis. So you can see here the R square. You can see here the F stat. You can see here the standardized coefficient beta that will actually represent the nature of relationship or to answer your relationship testing hypothesis. Okay, and then we also have here collinearity diagnostic in terms of data normality, looking at the tolerance and variance inflation factor. Okay, so that is on the regression analysis. And of course, the last one just now that I shared with you is the univariate outliers, how to identify outliers in our data. So by looking at box plot, this is called box plot. And you can see there is only one extreme value for hope, which is respondent number 142. So you have the option to either accept this as part of your respondent, or you can also delete them from your study. And this is for self-esteem, so you can see it's more. Okay, and then you even have these extreme numbers which are labeled by the by the star. Okay, so basically this is far out of the normal zone, so you have to delete them. And then the last one is on the locus of control. So these are the box plot. Okay, so this is univariate outliers. So basically those are the what we call basic data analysis when it comes to using SPSS, okay, especially for research purposes. So hopefully that helps. And there are more to it actually, but I don't think we have the time now to actually discuss further. But anything, just let me know. Okay, try to reach me and I'll try to assist you in any way I can.